resident out in Demery, and I come here tonight to speak not only for myself, but other residents of Demery about the 600-unit proposed development at the end of Shanghai Road. And one of the things that, a lot of questions that people have are, number one, the road safety of Shanghai Road in itself. At the best of times, that road is hard to pass with two cars. In the summertime, it gets even more congested with tourists and boat traffic and delivery trucks and other things, and including tractors, which, full disclosure, that would be me as well on the tractor. And so, you know, we have some concerns about what we would do with that road or what would be done with that road. One of the questions is if it's going to be widened, whose property will be taken? How much property will be taken? What structures would possibly be impacted? Natural structures such as ponds, trees, what would happen there? And, you know, would these things be removed? And how long would this construction take place? And what would be the impact on the residents there at that time? Also, it's been said that Sugar Hollow Road might be used, and the same concerns go for Sugar Hollow as well. Additionally, Shanghai Road intersects with Demery Road, and the Demery Mart, I'm sure all of you are familiar with. The Demery Mart shares part of Shanghai Road as its parking lot, and it's already a dangerous intersection at best. So what would this increased traffic, what would be the impact on that intersection there as well? And the next thing I would like to talk about is the utilities. So to supply the power and water to this new community would require extensive excavation to run those in. And it would disrupt both property and roadways, and what would be the impact on the residents then? So the updated power lines would be needed. And during this construction, how long would the existing residents possibly be without reliable power or water services? And then the sewage management in the community itself, not Demery community, I'm sorry, the new development. We're going to have septic tanks and drain lines, and what's the impact on the lake itself and the ecosystems there? And then there's also historical considerations. There's a cemetery that's on that property. And there's also unmarked graves when TVA flooded the area. Some were moved to Baker's Forge, others were left behind. So what considerations and safeguards are going to make sure that they're handled with dignity? And if they have to be moved, where are they going to go? And who's going to be over that? The second thing is that, well, not the second, the next thing is that these houses that are going to be built here, who are they being built for? The developer wants to call it Elkstone at Lake Norris. Well, us residents here, we know it as Norris Lake. And so we want to know who are they marketing this for? Who's that pitch for when you say Lake Norris? It's definitely not for us Campbell Countyans in a lot of ways, I believe. That's personal one of mine. The last thing I want to talk about is when the developer was contacted by the press, the developer said that when they build these places that the community welcomes them in and loves to have them there and is so encouraging. I don't believe the developer spoke with anyone in the Demery community. And I don't believe that the developer spoke with too many people in Campbell County, as we saw in the survey that was done by the press. One of the things that he said that concerns me, and this is a personal thing, I'm speaking for myself now, I'm not speaking for the rest of the folks out there. He said, and I quote, "When Carlisle gets this far into a development, we don't back down." Well, to me, that was a bit of a passive-aggressive statement. It was a little bit of an intimidating statement. And when I look around this room tonight, and I see all the Campbell Countyans here behind me, I know that none of us in here are easily intimidated. I look at Scott Field, I know he's not easily intimidated, or Greg, or Beck. And so that was just a little bit concerning to me, because I don't think he's taken into account just what we have in this community and what we feel in this community when we have outside interests coming in, which bring us tax money, I know, and it's good for us in a lot of ways. But in a lot of ways, when they come in, they just kind of take us for granted. And they take our culture and our tradition and our natural resources for granted. And I trust and have faith in this planning commission that you folks will do your due diligence when you're looking at this new development. And I have faith in you all that when you do go forward with this, that you will think that, is this growth sustainable? Is this growth responsible? Is this in the best interest of any and all that call this place home? And I do have faith that you will do that. I do. But I just want to thank you for letting me come here and speak tonight. Yes,
Can
sir.
I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this question.
Sure.
You live,
I do. I live on Shanghai Road.
like when say they start developing, you got concrete trucks and all that coming in.
Yes.
That's gonna put you under the tie trying to get on, be on the road, huh?
Yes, sir, it is. I mean, in the summertime, when we have delivery trucks, there's 18-wheelers that go down to Shanghai Marina, and this is not anything saying negative towards Shanghai Marina. They've been great neighbors to us. But you'll have delivery trucks, tractor trailers, increased traffic. Shanghai Road is dangerous to begin with. There's many blind curves. I pull out on the road, there's a sharp curve at my driveway. I can't tell you how many times I've looked, okay, there's nobody coming. I'll pull out and be from myself to Scott, and there's a car up on me.
That little
Yeah,
thing like that.
and so it's the first curve that goes down around.
And sometimes you leave the boats
We actually
coming
do.
out,
Yeah,
get over
yeah.
the side of the road.
Yeah.
I've been,
And so Demery Road itself, like they're paving Demery Road right now. And, you know, today I had to stop for the pavers, and I looked up in my rearview mirror, and it took no time for 20 cars, and I counted. It took no time for 20 cars to pile up behind me. So that's just in the off-season. You know, during season, it's extremely crowded there. And Shanghai Road, there literally would be tourists. I would be working on a farm or something, and there would be tourists running up the road, and they're exercising. They're running up the road to the Demery Mart. And I would tell them, this is not a safe road for you to run on, or they would be biking. And so this increased traffic that would come with this 600 unit, and I don't believe they're gonna sell 600 units, or I don't think there's gonna be possibly 600 units there, but there'll be an increased traffic flow, no doubt. And then when you talk about the visitors that will come, and you talk about the more boats that will come, and you talk about the more delivery services that would come, it's going to increase the traffic on Shanghai to a point where it's already dangerous. It's going to become extremely dangerous.
that's the question I was asking.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what we're concerned about. And again, I have faith in each and every one of you. I know you'll move forward with due diligence, and I know you'll do it in a respectful manner, and take into consideration for all those of us that live out there, and just for the county in general, because our lake is, you know, it's been gobbled up, guys. I mean, I've got good close friends that are fishermen, and they can't find a quiet, peaceful place to fish now, in a lot of ways. And so, look, I get it. Tax money helps us out. I understand that. It does. And in some ways, we're dependent on it. I get that. I understand that. But at the same time, can we not go forward a little bit more responsibly? Can we not step back for a minute and just take a pause and look and say, okay, is this what we really need? Because from what I hear, and correct me if I'm wrong, this would be the largest subdivision in the entire county? Is that the truth? I mean, is that what I'm?
No, I think
No?
This is larger.
Okay, but it's fairly large. So, you know, I would ask each and every one of you, because I live on Shanghai, I would ask each and every one of you, think about the road you live on. Would you want a subdivision this size coming into your area that uses your road as its main entrance? And that's the thing, Shanghai's the main entrance, and unless you go over to Sugar Hollow. But still, you know, it's still gonna be dangerous either way. So I appreciate you letting me come here and speak tonight, and I thank you for giving me more than 3 minutes. I do realize you did. And thank you so much.
We've already approved the road study, and I think the developer's already started on the road study also.
Mhm.
So we're gonna follow the letter of the law.
Okay.
That's what we have to do.
Is this, may I ask a question? Is the road study that you're doing, will that take into account the summer traffic as well as, okay, so it's an all-season?
That was a question I asked.
Okay.
But I assure you, this planning commission is gonna do their due diligence.
I have faith in that you will. I mean, I
Can
have
we
faith
stop
that you will.
anything from being split? When it comes down to it, you've seen some tonight, being still here, stop the traffic.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there's certain criteria that we can't do.
right, right.
You know.
Well, I thank each and every one of you, and I thank you let me for going over my time, and I appreciate it, and I have faith in
Thank
all
you,
of you.
Mr. Kirk.
Thank you, too.
Anybody else in the audience? Everybody good? I need a motion to adjourn.
One more thing.
Okay, sorry.
Statement of ethics, you also did a
letter in the mail to give you a code to go fill out your statement of ethics, make sure you do that by January 31st.
You don't get January 31st or January? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You're right.
January 31st, so January. Yeah, so if you don't get that by, say, the end of this month, I don't know when you're going to get it.
Comes in December, but I'm procrastinating to the end.
So maybe I'll mention it again next month.
If you have any trouble, see Randy.
Yeah. That's your man.
Randy and maybe Tabitha with the commission office also. Any other thing? I appreciate you taking time. We've got a big agenda tonight. Thank you all for your help. I need a motion to adjourn. Motion by Ms. Hall, second by Ms. Wells.